I try to serve the people first and foremost. Cobb Lounge Season 2.
That's so cursed.
Never give Foggy your Snapchat.
In fact, most of the time I am rad-ish.
Hi. I don't really agree with all of those things, but hi.
And I was just like, I've really been craving the hummus that you make. Morgan's extremely
I'm so toxic. I walk past people and they die. I don't know what they can expect from us now. Like you had asked me that like 3 or 4 episodes ago. I was like, I don't know. You just have to wait and kind of see. I guess. I don't know.
See? Fuck them.
We like you said, we do what we want.
Yeah. What's good, everybody? What's good? What's good? What's good? Oh my goodness.
About that.
Here we go. Right here. The graboids from Tremors.
Oh.
These are the giant.
I was like, what is that?
These are the giant sandworms.
Yeah.
From Tremors. Have you ever seen Tremors?
I've seen all of Tremors. That was one series? Yeah,
it's a series. Yeah, it's a film series.
Yeah, there's like 3 or 4 of them, I think. That is one series that my parents absolutely loved. I've seen those movies. I don't even know how many times.
Mm-hmm.
So the graboids. I feel like we could survive that. I really do feel like we could survive that because they sense everything through. They're basically like Toph.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Like as long as you're not on the ground, they can't see you. And even if you are on the ground, you just have to be on something solid like rock.
Okay. But do we have knowledge of the graboids at the time? Or is it something that they've just popped up and we have no idea what's going on with them?
That's a good question. I feel like, there's so much concrete and cement all over the city nowadays because, like, in the movies, they take place out in the desert. You know, everything's the ground is very soft. We both live in cities, so I feel like if they were an issue, they wouldn't be as big of an issue as they were in the show.
Let's just assume. Let's just assume because the graboids are a lot more prevalent in like the first ones. Let's just assume we are in the desert. Let's just assume we're literally in the little shack cabin thing that they're in. And God, it's been so long since I've seen Tremors.
Yeah, it's like this really small, like just nothing town.
Yeah. So what do you think?
Okay, so if we're in the location that the movie takes place in,
do you think it would depend on where we start? Because
very much.
Because if we're already on the ground and we're trying to move, what are you gonna do with that?
Right.
But if we see somebody get taken, I would be very much less inclined to step out onto the dirt.
For sure. Can they hear, or do they go strictly off of vibrations?
I can't even remember. It's been so long since I've seen Tremors. Honestly, I'm really more so relying on you this time. With the graboids.
Gotcha. I feel like there was a part where someone was yelling, and they kept being yelled at to like shut up, and then the person who was yelling did
get taken.
Killed. Okay, so it's only vibrations. They don't have ears. Okay, so if they don't have ears, then that's better, because that means that the Tourette's won't be an issue. So if it's only vibrations, I still feel like we could get out of that. I still feel like we could survive.
I agree.
Because
I agree.
Again, as long as we're not on the ground or like on soft ground, we would be okay.
I'm gonna put it at the top of we can make it because I think it's really closer towards being like it could go either way, but I think it just barely leans more towards we can make it.
Yeah, but also I've seen you drive, so I think if we get into a vehicle, we'll be fine.
I'm a great driver. Okay. You ready for the next one?
I'm so ready.
All right. We're going to do right here. The inbred hillbillies from the Wrong Turn series.
The Wrong Turn. Okay, well, hillbillies terrify me. I have a lot of experience with those.
There's not really. Let me just say this for the record, okay? Just for your information, okay?
Okay.
These hillbillies, these inbreds. There's nothing going on upstairs. There's not these guys. They're basically feral humans. Gotcha. They do have the use of like basic tools. So like there's like one that uses a bow, and like pointy sticks and like, you know, different things to hack at people like and stuff like that.
Almost.
Very similar. And kind of nasty, but they can be put down. I honestly, I don't really feel too threatened by these guys. I feel like I'm putting them at the top of They're My Bitch.
Yeah.
I'm gonna outsmart every single one of them. That's just how I am.
I definitely think that we could outsmart them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here's the question: are we in this together?
Yes. In all of these situations, we're in this together.
Okay. Okay, so I do fully believe that we could outsmart them. And if it came down to a fight between, say, you and I against one, maybe even two of them, I think we could handle ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
But in my head, the scenario I keep envisioning is that we wake up in, like, say, their basement or their house or something.
So with the Wrong Turn franchise, basically what it is, I mean, think about it, literally what it is, the Wrong Turn. You go down a back road and your tires get popped. They set a trap and break your car down. Okay. And from there you get out of the car and they pretty much just set upon you from there. They start stalking you, whatever it is, out in the woods. And yeah. I feel like their biggest perk, if you will, is the element of surprise. They're gonna surprise us the first time, but it's a one-time use. They better capitalize on it and surprise us really well, because there won't be a second time that they sneak up on us. I guarantee you that.
Right.
I'm the kind of guy to hunker down and wait. I'm not the kind of guy who just continues on and does nothing to like protect myself. That's not me.
Right.
So that's their one. I will give them that perk. They have that perk. They have a one-time use element of surprise.
Gotcha. I don't know, like my mind keeps going back to numbers because that's a huge aspect of this. We could be smarter, but we'd have to have time to come up with a plan and like come up with a good defense against them.
Mm-hmm.
But if they swarm us before we get to that point, I feel like we'd be dead.
That's fair,
especially if they have like weapons and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like we could make it,
mm-hmm.
but they also have the advantage of knowing the land and the layout of the entire place.
They have the place booby trapped too, so that's another thing to consider. You know what? You make a good point. I might have to take them out of There, My Bitch. I might.
Just because of numbers, they have the advantage of it being their turf, and it's set up for specifically hunting us. I feel like we could still make it, but it's also there's a big danger there.
I agree. I think I put them underneath the graboids, but above Esther.
Yeah, I feel like that's pretty good.
Yeah,
it's like, I don't know. There's something about like people or humans who aren't all there. Like they don't have anything going on upstairs. That's just terrifying. Uh,
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something about that is like, yeah, they can't be reasoned with. They're they're just animalistic at this point. That
Yeah.
there's something just really scary about that. Even if they get hit or hurt, they might not care. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, like
Yeah.
still kill, attack.
Yeah. All right. Let's go with The Blob. The Blob is a classic. Man, what a classic, The Blob.
Does it just suck people up or something?
You pretty much it absorbs people. Yeah, the remake was even good. The Blob, The Blob, The Blob. God, it's been so long since I've seen The Blob. It's kind of a similar scenario to The Thing in that it's an ambush predator. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
So most of the time you're not going to see it coming until it's too late. Yeah, I don't see a way in which we're coming out of that one alive.
Really?
Yeah, no. Especially if it's got you cornered, like it could come out of the bathroom sink while you're washing your hands and just.
Ooh. Yeah.
I don't see a way we survive that.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah. In that case, I'd say that we're pretty much dead. Because if it comes out of anywhere like that, any opening, then
Yeah.
it's a blob. So I guess it could. Yeah, that would. Yeesh. That's not a good position. Yeah, I think I'd say we're dead.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think that's yeah. The Collector. The Collector. Gosh, The Collector, those movies sucked.
No.
Oh man, I'm sorry. The Collector, those movies sucked. Kind of similar to Jigsaw. Yeah, maimed. I mean, I don't really have anything to say about his movies. I wasn't really a fan of them. I can't really say too much more about them. We would be maimed for sure, but we could probably get away.
Okay. Yeah, if it's a Jigsaw situation, then yeah, definitely.
Pretty much the same. It's pretty much the same. All right. We're starting to get into a lot more of the supernatural stuff. This chick, I cannot remember her name for the life of me. She's in X. She's in the movie X. I can't remember her name though. But
Is that an axe?
yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's an axe. We're gonna make it. She's kind of cunning, but there's still a lot of stuff there that could make it to where it's like,
Is she like a psychopath? Or
She
like
is.
A booby trapper?
Yeah, she's much more in your face about it. She doesn't really hide it too well that she's crazy.
Gotcha.
But
like
there's
if you met her, you would avoid her, just even without like her coming after you.
I would avoid her. It's one of those people where it's just like she's kind of along the same lines as what's my girl's name? What's my girl's name from Sleepaway Camp? I don't know why my brain's gone. My brain's gone.
Yeah.
You can tell that there's something not right there.
Okay.
All right. There we go. Mick Tyler. Mick Tyler. This is Mick Taylor from the Wolf Creek franchise. What an underrated franchise. I love the Wolf Creek franchise. Love it. Love it. So this guy, he's actually based upon a real urban legend out in the Australian bush. So basically think of this guy kind of like a sportsman in a way. He hates all he hates all people who are not Australian. And like he like ambushes like backpackers and people who are traveling through the country. You know, he'll booby trap cars. He'll but he literally will hunt them in the Australian bush, and eventually he'll catch them. He always does, and he'll bring them back to his lair. And usually that spells the end. I mean, they're dead. But there are a couple people who get away. In both, I don't know how many movies there are now. I'm pretty sure there's still only 2, but they're both really good. Especially 2. I loved 2. This guy, but he's still a normal guy. But the basics of this one is we are defenseless as far as weapons go. We're not gonna have any weapons. We may not even have shoes. By the time he gets a hold of us. So we're running through I keep saying African bush, the Australian bush, probably shoeless. So we have the elements and insects and blah 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 blah, rattlesnakes to worry about. Anything, yeah, all of that stuff to worry about on top of this guy who's hunting us. I
feel like we're dead.
I feel like at the least we're maimed. We're maimed.
Yeah.
This guy is really tough.
This is a much more dangerous version of the hillbillies.
Yes.
Basically, it's the same setup. He has the advantage of it being his turf. He probably has booby traps set up.
Mm-hmm. He definitely does.
Yeah, if we're not expecting it, we don't have any form of a way to defend ourselves, anything like that, and he is actively hunting us. He's also got the smarts.
Yes, he's very intelligent, and he kind of looks like an older guy, right? And so like, for instance, like at the beginning of Wolf Creek 2, he looks like this friendly older guy who just like he's like non-assuming. Nobody would think for a second that he was like a absolute sadistic serial killer. And he gets like he like ends up, and he's also on top of that like an expert marksman. Dude can shoot like you wouldn't believe. He's very physically, like I guarantee you he would be in a fight. Like he's strong. He's got a big giant Bowie knife that he uses. There's no way.
Steve Irwin.
Basically, yeah, that's a good way. Sadistic Steve Irwin.
Okay. Yeah, I'm dead. I ain't getting away from him. No, this is a knife.
That ain't a knife. I absolutely love Mick Taylor. I think he's a great villain. Actually, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna put him above because I don't see a way in which we don't at least get maimed, if not dead.
Yeah, I'd be dead if he doesn't kill me just being out in the Australian bush would.
Yeah. Okay. Now we got Billy from Black Christmas. Another great classic. Don't really know anything about Billy. He just kind of comes out of nowhere and just starts murking people. Put it right there. I haven't seen Black Christmas in such a long time. I actually more so saw the reboot that they did in like 2004, like Black Xmas, and it was fine. I mean, it was fine, but I mean that's been a long time since I've seen that.
What does he do?
He's just going around a house during Christmas time, like killing people.
Oh, he's just a murderer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Different ways. Some pretty good kills in the movie, if I recall correctly. It's been so long since I've seen that one. He's probably the one that I remember the least about in the whole, and he's kind of shrouded in mystery in general. Like there's not too much known about Billy. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty accurate then.
Yeah.
That sounds a pretty good spot for him.
I wouldn't want to put him any lower than that because I mean he's still a killer. He's still, doing a thing.
He's
So
got a track record.
yeah. All right. Let's go with the nun, Valak. Valak the nun.
Like,
Yes.
looks like a demon, I'm assuming.
She is a demon. I got a little tiny fly buzzing around. It's driving me crazy. I'm like, go away. Okay, yes. So Valak. Valak is also from the Conjuring franchise. Like
Really?
like
Okay.
Annabelle and Bathsheba. She is one of the more serious antagonists who is a lot more, I would say she's a lot more dangerous than Annabelle and
I've
Bathsheba.
seen the trailers for the Nun and the Nun 2, and she looked very dangerous.
She also, I was about to say that, like, she also just looks way more intimidating than the other ones, in my opinion.
She looks like she's actually hunting you and pursuing you.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, even outside of like wherever, like, say a curse or haunted object is, whatever like that. It's like it because there's this one spot where like there's a woman standing in front of like a store or something, and papers kept like blowing onto the side, and she came out of them.
Yeah.
Like she just appears behind people and all this stuff. Like she looks like she is much more dangerous.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. Although she doesn't really have that high of a body count, if I recall correctly, as far as like
Really?
people she's actually killed. I haven't seen all the Nun movies. I think I've seen the first one maybe. But I saw her in The Conjuring 2, which I think was the first time you see the Nun.
Do you know how to fight her?
Exorcism. Exorcism.
Get the Winchesters.
But she also like can manipulate things. Like she almost kills one of the main antagonists of the series. Through like she's able to manipulate the like the weather and like a lightning like the lightning strike. A lightning strike causes like this tree to like split, and the tree just so happens to split into like this point where it could like skewer this dude, and she like gets him thrown out the window, and he almost dies by getting impaled on a spike.
Wow.
So she's definitely a threat. She can definitely kill, but honestly, I'm gonna put her in We Can Make It. I don't see her as she's not as big of a threat as she seems to be. She seems a lot more scary than she is like actually threatening though.
Okay. Yeah. All right then.
Yeah.
It takes an exorcism. I guess it's just getting the chance to actually perform the exorcism.
Right.
But yeah, she definitely seems dangerous.
She's dangerous for sure. Is she more dangerous than the graboids? I don't think so. I don't think so.
Those things can come out of anywhere. That they're all day long. There's multiple of them.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's go with the miner. The miner from My Bloody Valentine. The Underminer. This guy, he's a generic killer. I'm gonna put him right here, right next to the fisherman. Nothing special about him. We'll take him out.
Okay.
He's got a really big pickaxe though, so that thing's kind of mean.
So he's a killer with a weapon.
Yeah. We're stuck in a mine, and he is chasing us with a pickaxe. I say we get the jump on him. He's only one guy. We get the jump on him. Yeah.
One of us may die, but sacrifice I'm willing to make.
I would be the one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I would do it.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. Let's go with the Firefly family real quick. So these guys are from the Devil's Rejects. A couple of actually different Rob Zombie horror films. I don't remember the other ones that they're in. House of a Thousand Corpses, I think. It's been a long time since I've seen any of these movies. These guys are pretty much on the same line as the inbred cannibal hillbillies, except for they're not inbred. They're not feral. They're definitely planners. And there's more than just 3 of them. There's a lot of them, but these are like the main 3. And these guys have guns. These guys are packing, and they're not afraid to use them. They're sadistic. They are relentless. There's no reasoning with them. I don't think we're getting out of there with all of our limbs intact.
I think I would be dead.
I might be inclined to agree. These guys, it's basically Mick Taylor, but a group. It's a group of Mick Taylors.
Yeah, I would be very dead.
I actually agree with you. I'm gonna put them up here. I don't see us walking away from that one.
I don't either.
All right. Let's go Ghostface. Ghostface, huh? Freaking Ghostface, man.
He's just a guy with a knife, right?
Yes. Well, he's different guys. He's different guys. The thing is that he's different guys. Ghostface could be anybody.
Okay.
Different people. There's copycat killers. But Ghostface, he's just a guy. And he's kind of in the same space as the inbred cannibal hillbillies for me. Because it's one of those things where it's like, okay, so Scream is a very self-aware movie franchise where they flip a horror movie on its head, and they point out the ridiculousness of the horror movie tropes.
Like the woman who's backing up on her.
Exactly.
On her
they talk about this. They talk about it in the movie. But the thing is like they still do it. It's an ironic thing because it's like they know about the horror movie tropes and they know about this and that and the third, but they still end up doing them. I guess that's supposed to be ironic. But I'm not gonna be like them. I'm gonna put this motherfucker down.
He's a dude with a knife. I've dealt with worse.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say he's gonna be my bitch, but we can make it. We can make it. We can make it. Ghostface.
Wanting, apparently.
Ghostface, we can make it. Yeah. What about the Critters? Have you ever seen Critters? Oh my gosh, no. Critters right here. Horrible movies. They suck. These critters are like just these little. They're basically gremlins. They're flesh eating. They're like more. They're more dangerous than the gremlins though. But at the same time, I still think we can make it. I don't see us not punting these little bitches right the fuck to Kingdom Come. They're more dangerous. They're more dangerous. Yeah, I put them right there. Yeah. Right behind Valak.
All right, then.
We're getting into the big kahunas now, though. These guys, the rest of these guys on this list, these guys are the dangerous of the dangerous. Okay.
Super duper dangerous.
All right. Let's go with the Leprechaun from the Leprechaun series.
The Irish are pretty terrifying.
Yes, this guy is no exception. The thing, okay, look, and this is the funny thing, okay? The thing about the leprechaun is that he gets underestimated very easily. And that's how he ends up getting you.
Oh, okay.
It's most people, because of his tiny size, they think that he is not a threat. And he very much so is.
What does he do?
Kills people who takes his gold. He's looking for his gold.
Does he give you a chance to give it back before he kills you?
Sometimes. Depends.
Sometimes.
Depends. Yeah. Warwick Davis is the leprechaun in this movie series. Most of them anyway.
Are we, so in this situation, have we taken his gold?
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like I would not be so greedy as to not give it back as soon as I saw that motherfucker. He looks scary to me. I'd be like, motherfucker, what? Here, take it. I don't fucking want it. Leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah. No, I agree. Like, if he showed up and said, hey, remember that pot of gold you found out in the middle of nowhere where nobody was? I'd be like, yeah. He's like, yeah, that was mine. I'm a leprechaun. Give it back, or I'm gonna kill you. I'd be like, oh, that makes sense. Pot of gold out in the middle of nowhere, and now a strange tiny person shows up saying it's theirs and demanding it back. I'll give it back. You know, because like there's a lot of Celtic, Irish folklore about like terrifying creatures. If one of them just showed up, I'd be like, you can have it. Sorry. You want me to like burn you an offering or something?
Yeah. No, this guy's not nice. This guy is not a pleasant fella to be around. But I think we can make it. I think I put him right above the graboids.
Just if he just tries to kill you, like he doesn't have any supernatural abilities or anything like that, I feel like
he has abilities. You're not overpowering this guy, just so you know. He has magic.
Okay.
He has magic on his side. He's certainly not defenseless.
Gotcha. Okay, in that case, as long as we can give it back, we're fine. If he doesn't give us that chance, I'd say I'm dead.
Agreed. I'm gonna say we can make it, but it's at the very top of we can make it, basically into could go either way.
Yeah.
Let's go Candyman. Candyman. So, do you know anything?
Story.
You know
where the Candyman story comes from, but I don't know the actual story itself.
Okay, so basically, this guy, the urban legend is you say his name in the mirror 5 times. He's a Bloody Mary situation, and he comes and kills you. This guy can't be hurt. He can't be reasoned with. And you don't even necessarily have to be the one who says his name for him to fucking murk you.
So Terminator situation. Almost.
Kind of, yeah. I don't know, because I'm a guy who kind of believes in a lot of urban legends and a lot of stuff like that. I don't know that I'd take the risk to actually say the words.
That's fair. See, I don't know. I'm not one to believe in urban legends and stuff like that. But doesn't mean I'm still gonna go and do it.
Yeah. But nonetheless, this guy, okay, so if we have put ourselves in the situation, if we have said his name in the mirror, I don't see how we're walking out.
For sure. Yeah.
He's definitely killing us. This guy is actually it's definitely a more guaranteed kill than even the alien, so I'm gonna put it up here.
If nothing can hurt him, if he's just an unstoppable force after he's been summoned and he's coming after us,
yeah,
I'm dead. I'm dead.
Right. We're almost done. Art the Clown. So Art the Clown is from the Terrifier series. This guy is a menace. This guy is scary. This guy is
scary.
This guy is literally, I'm not even scared of clowns, and this guy is scary. I haven't seen all of the Terrifier movies, so I don't know if this guy has any powers or anything. But he is beyond a capacity for brutal torture and agonizing, disgusting shit.
What was his name again?
Art the Clown.
Art the Clown. Okay. Okay, so he has high intelligence, demonic powers.
Okay, so he does have powers.
He does have supernatural abilities, it says.
So,
he has high intelligence.
Let me go ahead and just boopity boop.
Demon. Oh, his preferred method of killing and torture is gruesome mutilation.
That's what I'm saying. Like he
paralyzes his victims with fear.
He's nasty. He's nasty. He's a nasty feller. And he's gonna do some nasty shit to you before you die. It's gonna be brutal.
Yeah. Oof.
All right. Now we're doing The Strangers. The Strangers is a very scary movie in my opinion. But these guys are just people. They're just people who set upon other people because they're home.
It's like The Purge, right? Almost
ish
kind of situation. But like they're just coming after you.
They're just coming after you because you were home. But they're also just people. And the people in those fucking movies are stupid as fuck. They make the wrong, they just make all the wrong decisions. I would just get the fuck out of there. If I was in the situation. They just make such dumb decisions. I could not believe the amount of dumb decisions that are made in that movie.
Do they do the elbow back away crawl thing?
Yeah.
If they're people, see, home invasion is one of my biggest fears, but it's also ironically the thing I've dealt with the most.
Right.
I don't know.
But these people can't be reasoned with. They're also crazy. There's no pleading your way out of it.
In the movie, or movies, I'm not sure. If you get away from them, will they still chase you?
I'm not sure. Nobody's ever gotten away from them. Nobody's ever tried to actually run. Like they've tried, they run like 5 feet and then try to hide in the nearest hiding spot.
Oh, so they're not trying to escape; they just hide.
Yeah.
I don't see how that would work if the only reason they're there is because they know you're home. I mean, hiding in a closet isn't going to do much for you.
Exactly, and you can't wait them out. Eventually, they're going to do something to smoke you out. They're going to tap the chimney and start a fire. You know, literally smoke you out.
If we tried running, do you think we could make it out? Do you think we could get away?
Yeah. Just be smart. You just gotta be smart. That's my issue with some of these. Like, look, honestly, put them right above the hillbillies. I think we can make it. Just don't be dumb and hide. Just keep running.
Okay, yeah, I'd agree with that then.
Chucky the doll! Chucky! Let's go, Chucky. And you know what? We're going to throw Tiffany in there too. Huh? Yes, but he's a possessed doll with a very, very, very smart intellect.
Okay.
Got a knack for killing. Taking all the funny stuff out of the way. The thing that sets Chucky apart from, say, like Annabelle, is that most of the time you don't see Chucky coming. You don't. He is like the epitome of an ambush killer. And I don't think that I'm dead as fuck. I don't think I'm maimed, but I think it could go either way. Because it depends on where we start. If he is hiding and I don't know where he is and he's got his hands on something, he uses a lot of different shit to kill. In Child's Play 2, he kills a teacher by sticking it. He jumps out of the closet and scares the shit out of her and stabs her in the gut with a air pump, like a ball pump, and like pushes air into her body, which, first of all, that's so and then he kills her with a yardstick.
My thought immediately is like, well, being a woman wouldn't she be more inflatable? Because, pregnancy and everything. That's where my mind first went. I was like, oh, that's
I'm gonna say it like this. If we're outside, I'm gonna kill that little bastard. There's nothing he's got on me. He doesn't got reach. He doesn't got strength. And he doesn't have the element of surprise outside. Inside, things become a little bit more of an even playing field. There's a lot of things for him to get his little hands on. And he's easily shown to be just as strong as a normal human. He knocks people out. He kills people. I mean, that should show you enough that he is definitely strong.
Yeah, he's killed people too.
Yeah,
like he has the body count.
He has a body count. I'm gonna just go ahead and stick Tiffany in there as well. Tiffany is the bride of Chucky. She's basically the exact same
female version.
Mm-hmm. So easy peasy. We are now on to the most powerful people on the list, in my opinion.
Oh, okay.
Probably the least powerful of all of these is probably going to be the tall man from Phantasm. This guy is... Oh god, I haven't seen Phantasm since I was a little boy. I don't remember too much about the tall man. All I remember is he has these like floating balls with like razors on them, and like they fly and they can stab you. And the tall man is just he kind of gives off that omniscient vibe. Like he just knows, he's a step ahead at all times. And he's always like, boy.
It says he has telekinetic abilities.
Yeah.
Yeah. He has a weakness to cold.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put him in maimed. I don't think we get away without being maimed by him.
Yeah, if he has telekinetic abilities, that's like telekinesis is one of those abilities or those powers that's so like you see it all the time. But if someone were to, or like a threat were to actually have telekinesis, it would be one of the most overpowered abilities ever.
Yeah.
So if this guy actually has that, and he has like basically orbital saw blades that he can use, that's so incredibly dangerous.
That he can just switch, change direction, move, oh, you dodged? Okay, it's coming back that way. Defy logic. Yeah, it's kind of tough.
Not to mention, this guy is strong.
Yeah. So
yeah, I'd say it's a pretty good chance that we're dead, or at very least maimed.
Yeah, I would put him. Yeah, no, you're right. I would put him above Mick Taylor too. Easily maimed, but most likely dead.
Yeah. I'd agree.
Let's go with the most boring of all of these. Pinhead. This guy's from the Hellraiser series. He's a Cenobite. The Cenobites Um,
Who are you calling Pinhead?
yeah. Pinhead, I don't really know. I really did not like the Hellraiser movies. They fucking suck. In my opinion. And they're not good. And they don't utilize Pinhead enough. Like he's literally their mascot, but he's barely in the movies. And no, I don't really like him as a character. I think he's kind of boring. He's strong. Yeah, I mean he's like they're like torture. Like his main line is like we'll tear your soul apart, and like I don't know. I'm gonna put this one in. We could go either way because I don't really know too much about Pin. Like I've seen the movies, they just fucking suck. There's not enough to them for me to really say whether or not we would actually get away. I do know that one thing is like it's like a cursed puzzle box. Once you open the box, it releases the Cenobites, and you have to basically offer them another soul in exchange for yours. You can get away that way. You basically just have to outsmart them.
Gotcha.
But it's been a long time since I've seen those movies, and they fucking suck. And I wasn't really interested in watching them. So yeah.
Interesting. I do want to say that they're called Cenobites.
Yeah.
It sounds like something you'd order from Papa John's.
Yeah.
You know, or like talk about like the little cinnamon twists. It sounds like a dessert.
Cenobites.
Cenobites.
Yeah. Okay. Leatherface. Leatherface from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This guy is tough. He certainly won't be our bitch. We probably won't make it. I think this is probably getting put up and maimed.
Okay.
This guy is armed and he's dangerous. He's strong and he's smart. He waits. He's very patient. He can bide his time.
Oh, that's a big one.
Yeah, I'm putting him right here in maimed. This guy is tough, and he has his family to back him up. Texas Chainsaw Massacre was one of my the remake was one of my first horror movies as a kid. Yeah, he's tough. He's tough.
Sounds like it. Yeah, he sounds dangerous.
He's definitely dangerous.
I'm assuming he has a chainsaw since it's in the name.
He does. He carries a chainsaw. He has a very high body count too. But of course, once again, these people are like really dumb. They just go to the nearest hiding spot and try to hide from this guy when what they should be doing is fucking running.
Right.
The girl who gets away at the end, she gets away because she runs. He's not that fast of a runner. He's a big guy.
Fair. If he's toting around like weapons and stuff on him too, yeah, I feel like you could outrun him if you really tried.
Yeah. Okay. The rest of these guys on this list are all problems. Let's just start off right here. The Creeper from Jeepers Creepers. This was my very first horror movie I ever watched. Right here. This guy. This guy is unstoppable. This guy is unkillable. He is a ancient otherworldly demon who basically he works by smelling your fear and he replaces his body parts with a part of yours, and he'll choose whatever it is that he likes from you. And when he chooses you, there's no getting away. You are dead. He will eventually, he'll chase you down and make you even more scared to season you up. and he will eventually get you.
So your only defense against this guy is to be ugly.
Your only defense against this guy is to outlast him. So he has a rule. He has a rule every 23 years he comes out for 23 days to feast. But then he goes into like a hibernation period. The only reason that people survive this guy is because he runs out of time. Only for the next 23 years until he wakes up again.
So people have survived him, though.
They were able to outweight him.
Gotcha. Does he go after the same people after the 23 years? After he wakes up again?
No. Not that I remember, because most of the people that he's actually after, they don't get away. He gets them before the 23 days is up. This guy is easily up here, right here. That's where I'm gonna put him.
Yeah. I'd agree with that. 23 days is a long time. Imagine all the damage he could do during that.
And this guy doesn't sleep. He doesn't sleep. He doesn't.
Oh, yeah, we're dead.
He doesn't get tired. He's super strong. He has weapons. He can fly. He has wings, like giant bat wings. He can fly.
So dead.
He also has like this really fucking brown rusty truck that's like souped up, and like he can run people off the road. He prefers to go under the guys looking like a human, but like he is right here, he's got a hat on and like this big trench coat. But when he starts getting desperate is when he sheds his little shitty persona get up, whatever you want to call it, and starts being way more like himself. Let's just say it like that. This guy is unkillable. There's no way to beat him except for to outlast him. And most of the time, you're not going to outlast him. Could you go 23 days without sleep? Nobody could.
No.
Nobody could.
No, at that point, like your body just starts shutting down.
The only way you beat this guy is if you hope it, like if we're in his sights or whatever, we just hope and pray that he only found us on the 22nd day with 30 minutes left.
Yeah.
Although the only issue with that is he's going to be way more ferocious. He's going to be way more desperate to get what he needs before he goes to sleep.
Right.
So it's going to be all no holds barred.
I'd prefer that though than the more tame start of everything, because like again, you can't go 23 days without sleep, and at some point, let's say you get to 22 days without sleep, he's still going to get more vicious, and now you're exhausted beyond belief.
Yeah,
you're going to be
You can't run.
You're going to be hallucinating.
Yeah, 100% agree. Okay, easy peasy. Pennywise, the dancing clown. It. Also one of my first horror movies. Excuse me. When I was a kid, the 1990s miniseries that came out was, to this day, is still a really good watch. I love watching it. The new movie the new It Chapter 1 and It Chapter 2 that came out, where Chapter 2 was but Chapter 1 was fantastic. Love that. Bill Skarsgård was a great Pennywise, and of course Tim Curry is legendary. But this guy basically works the same as the Creeper, doesn't he? I mean, he relies on fear. He's a fear demon, basically.
And he comes back every
27 years.
27 years. Okay.
Yeah.
And doesn't he specifically go after children?
He does, because their fear makes them taste better. He can still kill adults. He can still do that. He does kill adults.
How long does he take between like hibernations?
I don't recall this. I don't recall that. I truly don't remember that. I don't even think he has like a time limit, so to speak. He just wakes up from time to time, or he wakes up depending on the amount of time, and then just goes back to sleep eventually. I don't remember if he even has a time limit.
And he's like a full-on eldritch, like, demon thing.
Basically, yeah. Yeah, he's not even like a demon. Like, he's like an eldritch being that we can't even fathom.
Gotcha.
But his favorite form to take is the form of Pennywise.
Why is that? Like, why a clown? Is it
because clowns are not supposed to be threatening?
Oh.
It's supposed to attract kids. It's supposed to make kids, supposed to draw kids in.
If I had seen that as a kid, I would be the opposite of drawn in. I would leg it. Like, no.
Yeah. But also Pennywise can be overcome as well.
Okay.
Not being afraid of him is a good way to beat him. At least not permanently, but a good way to put him in his place, essentially. You know what I mean? Bravery in the face of fear is how you at least get away from this guy. So a little bit different than the creeper in that sense. I would honestly say Pennywise doesn't go as high on the list because you can beat him. Honestly, he goes at the top of We Can Make It.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm not scared of clowns. Now
he'd be going after children first, right?
He's gonna prefer to go after the kids. He's gonna prefer to go after the kids. But when the kids come back as adults 27 years later, he still goes after them.
Gotcha.
For revenge. So if that's the case, if that's the case we're in, I still agree. I think we can make it.
Okay.
Okay. Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th series. Jason. Oh, dude, Jason. Right? No, he is much more than a dude. Jason is an unstoppable killing machine. He cannot be killed. He might be able to be slowed down, but he has super strength. Like, he's shown to be able to punch a man's head clean off. He has the amount of different kills that he has is ridiculous. Jason has the second highest body count in all of horror. He has a lot of kills under his belt. He's killed so many people. And then he literally goes to hell and becomes a revenant. Dude is an absolute unstoppable killing machine.
If he's unstoppable, I mean, there's not much we could do.
You can run away. You can run away. Jason normally stays around his hunting grounds, which is Camp Crystal Lake. Now, that doesn't always happen. There's special occasions like Freddy versus Jason, where Freddy influences Jason to go to Springwood to attack the teenagers there. Jason's primary targets are like teenagers who come to his camp to have sex and, be teenagers, stupid.
Fair.
That's like his main demographic of people that he kills. But he's killed several other people as well. But yeah, that's another thing to he's an ambush predator as well. Most of the time, Jason, you don't see him coming until the majority of people are already dead. And then you try to run away, and somehow you just end up running straight into him. And when you run into him, you fall on the ground. And when you fall on the ground, you go, oh,
I like the little shimmy thing you did. You just do it like some sort of samba.
But I just don't think that
Jason.
I just don't think that I would even try Jason. Jason is a big dude. First of all, he's big. Like, I'm talking about like 6'6", 300 pounds big. I see Jason. I don't see myself even trying him. I see myself running away from him. And as long as he doesn't have anything in his, like, a ranged weapon, which he does sometimes have. He's used a crossbow. He's used a harpoon gun to kill people.
Oh God.
He is very resourceful with the way he kills people.
Yeah, I'd be dead.
If he has his standard machete, if he just has a machete, I think I'm getting out of there. I'm probably getting maimed, but I'm getting out of there. I'm gonna put him at the top of maimed. I think there's at least a possibility to survive. It's not likely, but it's possible.
Yeah. I mean, as long as there's a chance, that's not. You're still gonna try.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we got the red-faced demon, or the lipstick-faced demon, rather, as well. They call him that. Yeah, he's basically Darth Maul's tongue sticking out cousin. He's the Cardi B version of Darth Maul. Darthy B.
Darth Cardi. Whatever it is she does.
Yeah. This guy, he's from the Insidious franchise. His whole thing is trying to possess a body so that he can walk around in the real world and cause as much chaos as he can. He's got razor sharp claws that he actually files while he sits there and listens to Tiptoe Through the Window.
Oh no, Tiny Tim.
He listens to Tiny Tim literally, which is like
Tiny Tim.
He literally does. That's his favorite song. Like literally, that's playing in his workshop as he sharpens his nails.
That's great.
This guy, he's intimidating looking. He's scary. Well, mostly. As long as you see him in short bursts. Sometimes he just looks so ridiculous. And that's something that I don't like with a lot of like movies like this, like horror movies like this, where they start out effective because you don't see them very much. You don't see the monster. But when you finally do see it, you see it in like a flash, and that's scary. But like when you show him too much and he's like, it just looks so stupid. I just can't. Oh, it makes me laugh. And I feel like I wouldn't take this guy seriously if I saw him for more than a second.
Okay.
But this guy, he's dangerous. Is he as dangerous as I wouldn't even say he's as dangerous as Chucky. Yeah,
From
I
what
think
you said, I would say the same.
I think he could go either way. I think that depending on how badly he wants one of our bodies, and he has this whole like realm that he stays in. When you're in that realm, he's a lot more dangerous because it's his realm. You know what I mean?
Right.
And if say one of us is in a coma and we are in this realm and the other person has to go into the realm to get the other one, That's how it is. So that's the we'll call that the how we're in this guy's warpath.
Do what is his realm like? Is it basically just hell?
Limbo. Think of it kind of like limbo. Somewhere between life and death.
Okay.
It's not a pleasant place. It's very scary. And very dark.
Yeah, I'd say I'd go in there to at least attempt to get your soul back or whatever. I'd try to bring you back.
I would try to do the same. He
Better.
meanwhile he also like can puppeteer your body while you're unconscious and make your body do things. Like literally puppeteering like a string.
Can you do this if you're just sleeping too? Like, does it have to be in a coma and like your soul not in your body?
Your soul can't be in your body. He has to like be able to actually take hold of you. Like
Gotcha.
they take like a picture. They take like this like special picture, and you actually see the demon holding the kid's body, and like making it do things.
Oh, so he's like playing with your body like it's a doll.
Yeah.
Ooh, that I don't like that. That's creepy. That's disturbing.
So I guess technically it could also make him more dangerous because like, what if he just takes your body and throws you out a window?
Yeah.
And then you die.
Hurt someone close to you.
Yeah. So yeah, those are. I think it could go either way.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I'd agree.
Next guy, Michael.
This guy's just
Michael
guy, right?
Myers. No. Michael Myers is so much more than a guy. He's evil incarnate. He is him. This guy can't be stopped. There's a reason why he's my favorite. I'm wearing this. I got him up here. There's a reason this guy is he's literally evil incarnate. He's literally evil itself. Dude is the boogeyman. No, this guy is a problem. And he has the highest body count in all of horror.
Really?
Yeah, he's killed
Not what I expected.
He's killed more people than anybody else. He can't be stopped with gunshots, stabs, knives, fire. If this guy is actually in our radar, or rather, if we're on this guy's radar, he's an ambush hunter. He has a very uncanny ability to just disappear and reappear. Like, not literally, like he doesn't vanish into thin air, but like he just has
chasing you, you turn around, he's gone.
And then he's just gone.
Around, he's right in front of you.
Right, exactly. Dude just has a very wild ability to be able to do that. Basically vanish. And he's quiet and he's patient.
So would it be fair to say, like, picture this. You're in your house. You turn around and he's in the kitchen next to you while you're cooking dinner. You run up the stairs into your room, lock the door, and then when you turn around, he's in the room with you?
No, not so much like that. More like, it would never be like that. The lights get cut out. You're like, what the hell? You go to check the breaker. The breaker has been destroyed with an axe or something. So you go back into your room to get a flashlight or something, and he's hiding in the closet. And you are like just in the shadow of the room, like you can't even see him. All of a sudden, his face just pops out of the shadow of the room, and he just grabs you by the throat, pushes you up against the wall, sticks a knife in your chest, and pins you to the wall with a knife.
It's kind of hot.
It's a little bit hot. It's a little bit kinky. Or dude just strangles you straight up. I mean, like
That's also kind of hot.
Yeah, a little bit. He put this one old guy over the stove
Oh,
and
that's literally hot.
pins him down with steak knife after steak knife after steak knife.
Oh,
It's brutal. It's brutal. Dude is an absolute unit. He kills an entire team of firefighters.
wow.
Kills police officer. Like, dude's just an absolute unstoppable. He's up there with Jason. I think he pretty much would be in the same. The only thing is like Jason can be influenced. Jason's kind of dumb, you know, in a sense. He's a very low.
He's capable, but not intelligent.
He's physically capable. He's not intelligent. Michael is the opposite. Michael is both intelligent and physically capable.
So
Which is
say he would win against Jason if the two of them went head to head.
It would be a never-ending battle. Jason is more durable in the sense of like you can shoot him, you can stab him, and he's just gonna kind of like stand there like a zombie and take it and then keep coming. Michael might go down for what you could consider like a recharge period, and then you think you're good, and you're like, you kind of turn around, hey, I got him. You turn back, he's gone.
Oh, I gotcha.
But he's smarter than Jason. I would probably put Michael over Jason. Just because of his intelligence.
That's fair. I mean, intelligence is a huge part. Like, you can be not very physically capable, but if you have high intelligence, then it can make up for it.
Yeah.
To a certain
And
degree.
like you could like run Michael through with a broadsword and drop a freaking train on him and then go home, think you're okay, and he's hiding in your closet again and he kills you from behind. So with that in mind, I'm gonna go ahead and say we're probably dead.
I'd say that's fair.
Although I'm putting him on the lower end of dead. I don't think he's like he's not completely unavoidable like the Candyman or like the Creeper.
Right.
Or the Thing. Freddy Krueger? Come on, bro. Top of the top.
Imagine trying to wipe your ass with those hands.
It's just a glove. He could take it off.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah. He's just got razor fingers. He's got a glove with razor fingers.
I thought that was actually part of his hand.
No. Just a glove. Excuse me. No. This dude, sleep demon. You have to sleep. You can't avoid sleep. He's unkillable. He's untouchable. He can do anything in his dream world that he wants. You might beat him for a couple of
in a dream, it kills you
in real life. He might get killed at the end of every movie, but he always comes back. Dude's not.
Can't kill this dream capitalism.
Yeah, no, it's not doable. This guy is, he's top of the top. He's top of the food chain as far as this list goes. Nobody's taking this guy, and he's not even my favorite. I've already said Michael's my favorite. Freddy's not even in my top 5 of like all-time favorites, but no, this guy is.
He's top banana. When it comes
he is the cheese. He's the big cheese.
I'd agree.
Yeah. He's not able to be stopped, and there's no escape. That's the biggest part. That's the part that makes him. There is technically, at least a 1% chance that you can escape every single other thing on this list. Every single thing is escapable, at least to some degree. Freddy is not. Freddy is not escapable, and that's what puts him at the top.
And especially if he's able to just torture you in your dreams, even if he doesn't manage to kill you or chooses not to kill you, he's gonna make you want to do it yourself.
think about like you're gonna have to be doing meth to stay awake, like
Yeah.
at some point.
Even then, you're gonna crash eventually,
Mm-hmm. Or
or
just die.
overdose or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, this guy, top of the top. So now we got the last two. These guys are personally my two most disliked characters on this whole list because they are probably the most terrifying in my opinion.
Okay.
So first we got Mr. Boogie or Bagul from Sinister. This guy, Morgan, I've told you about this movie before. So like he remember the movie that I told you about where this writer, he wants to write a story, so he moves his family into his house where a family was murdered, and they find the film, and the film shows the murders happening, but then when you watch the film, it puts your family into the timeline, and they end up the daughter ends up killing the family entirely and then going into the world with Bagul or Mr. Boogie. That's this guy.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha. It's like, is it like a Ring situation? Where if you watch the tapes or something?
No, it doesn't even take watching the tapes. It's moving into the house.
I see. Okay.
No, there's no way to escape this guy. If we get, I was thinking about it, but I was like, eh.
I mean, everyone knows the story.
Mm-hmm. He's up here. He's up. Nah, he's not as. Yeah, no, he is. He's up here.
Really?
Yeah, no. If we put ourselves into the timeline, we're not escaping. It doesn't matter. We are dead. And that's what we have to do to get into this guy's crosshairs, is we put ourselves into the timeline.
Right. And
so
again, we're operating under the assumptions that we put ourselves in these creatures or people's crosshairs.
Yep. So there's no escape. We've chosen our fates just by moving into the house. So that's tough. Sorry to press your luck there. And last but certainly least, the guy I hate more than any of them. This is Mr. Babadook. Mr. Babadook. The Babadook. From the Babadook. This guy is the living personification of grief. Yes. And from a concept standpoint, he is only meant to be, he's meant to serve as a reminder of what repressed grief and like not being able to let go of your grief can do. And the psyche behind a person who can't move on from their grief. Kind of like what was it? We've watched the short film, Look-See. Kind of like the Look-See.
That's what I was thinking.
Almost exactly like that. Only way creepier in my opinion as far as his look. This guy. So we put ourselves. Oh, and another thing, why he is going in. Actually, he's right there.
Really?
Yes. Okay. So here's the thing. When the Babadook when he becomes part of your world, right? To quote Ariel.
I was gonna say.
There's no getting rid of him. You cannot get rid of him. You can only learn to deal with him and live with him. Just like grief in real life, right? You can't move, like you can move on and learn how to deal with the grief that you have in your life. But at the end of the day, it'll always be there. You know what I mean? So that's something to kind of keep in mind. But it's possible to live with the Babadook
Right.
and acknowledge he exists, acknowledge that your grief is there, and not repress it, not hide it. So, and at that point, he becomes kind of a smaller version of himself, that he won't hurt you or any of your loved ones. But when you're repressing it and when you're not being able to let go of your grief, he begins to kind of take hold of you, which is what grief does, and it makes you do
Right.
things that you wouldn't otherwise do. Whereas in the movie, he basically possesses the main character, makes her kill her dog, and attempt to kill her son, because of the grief that she can't move past.
Wow.
And it's supposed to, but once again, it's supposed to be
have some more.
exactly. And once again, it's supposed to be symbolic, right? But at the same time, when you're looking at it from the literal aspect, that shit is scary as fuck.
Oh, for sure.
But I understand
Nothing you
the
can do about it unless you
symbolism.
choose, yeah.
So you choose
It's
to
up to
acknowledge
you.
it. And once again, you still can't get rid of it. So you have to learn how to deal with it and live with the Babadook in your house, because it won't leave and there's no way to get rid of it. So yeah, I think we can make it, just as long as we have a little healthy therapy session.
I agree. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I think that if you don't choose to deal with it, it could be very, very dangerous and deadly. But if you choose to go about dealing with it in a very healthy way, then you learn to live with it.
I would highly recommend watching that to anybody, by the way. One of my favorite horror movies because of the symbolism in it, and it's very psychological in that sense. And I would highly recommend it to anybody who A, loves psychology, and B, loves horror, because you're going to get plenty of spades of both. The Babadook is absolutely terrifying. It's a very, very scary movie. Makes very good use of, like, it's not like a very jump scary movie. It has a couple of them, but nothing like, it's not going to go over the top with everything. It's much more psychological, and very creepy. And I think that anybody who would watch it will have a good time.
It says here that, because I was wondering what the name Babadook means, or like where it came from, and apparently the name comes from a Serbian name, Babaroga, which is
Yes.
the Serbian word for boogeyman.
Yes. Yes.
It's interesting that their boogeyman is literally grief.
Right.
That's interesting to me.
Look up some of the pictures there, Morgan. You'll really like what you see. And another thing is, like, when it comes to you, another thing is, whenever it comes to you in the form of like a storybook.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So
There's a picture of him behind the pride flag saying "gay icon."
yeah.
I was like, what?
All right, let me.
Oh, this thing is creepy.
Did you see what it looks like quote unquote in real life?
Yeah. Yeah, that's disturbing.
Absolutely, it is.
Oof. What's
Wow.
your survivability against me?
Huh?
I was asking, it was like, what's your survivability against me? Because I was like huge on the screen.
I'm giving myself a you know what? Could go either way.
I swear.
I'm gonna put you right below the Antichrist.
Right below the Antichrist. There are people who thought I was the Antichrist.
Oh.
Mainly the ones in my family, in church and stuff.
Okay, I understand.
Like, he's possessed.
Conspiracy theory,
and is
maybe?
Gay. Antichrist.
Oh my gosh.
born in
Okay.
Christian family, must be.
This is literally the longest episode we've ever done. And I'm so sorry for that, guys, but I had a great time.
Whoa,
I'm gonna
3 hours.
I know. I'm going to stop the recording here. But thank you guys so much for being here with us. I really appreciate you guys. I know Morgan does too. If you liked what you heard, go ahead and leave a like, leave a follow, leave a subscribe, whatever the thing is, and we would really appreciate it. We do now have a Discord for the Coffee Lounge. If you guys want to be a part of that, let us know. And of course, follow us on all that there's social media. You can follow me everywhere that you can find Foggy LeBeau at Foggy LeBeau. You can find Mr. Morgan everywhere that you can find Morgan_Coffee_Bean and or Morgan_Bean. And we hope to see you guys in the next one. Anything else to add, Morgan?
Absolutely. I think you pretty much did it. Yeah, thanks for listening. Thanks for your patience. I mean, we could potentially split it up into like a 2-parter.
I guess we could, yeah. We could do that.
Either way, this was definitely a lot of fun. I didn't know anything about like 90% of these creatures / people. So that was I had a lot of fun.
Absolutely. No, I think I will do that then. I think that's a great idea. We'll go ahead and split this into part 1 and part 2 because it's just about 3 hours long, so hour and a half per episode works out for me. Yeah. Well, anyways, we will see you guys in the next one. Peace out. Later, guys. Bye.
Bye.